You know what they call a quarter pounder and cheese in Paris?
They won't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
No, man. They got the metric system. They don't even know what the fuck a quarter pounder is.
Then what do they call it?
A Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. What do they call a Whopper?
I don't know. I didn't go into Burger King. But you know what they call a chalupa in Mexico?
What?
American.
Welcome in.
I did do my research. I didn't because
It's all over, lady. It's all over.
I don't think I've been this like kind of like
I
buzz.
don't think he bit my ear.
Hello, hello. Let's journey to the middle.
This journey to the middle.
You'll meet them all again on their long journey to the middle.
Welcome to Journey to the Middle. Our top story, Nando is a douchebag.
Oh, that's some bullshit right there.
What's up, my friend? What's up?
Same old shit. I don't even know how that'd be a top story. Everybody knows.
Well, that's why it's the top story. It's the top trending story. Number one trending item today. Nando is a douchebag.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry. Facts are facts, son.
Yeah,
No
apparently.
fake news here.
This is all real news.
All real news. So let me tell you something. We started a little bit late today. That's probably both of our faults.
Yeah.
Um,
Mostly mine.
so I'm trying to sell the wife's car right now, and the old car, and she had the key to it, so I couldn't get into it to check the mileage. Then I get the key, and I got to jump start it. So I'm like, all right, so I'm going to jump start it, and I don't know. The jumper cables are in her new car. I don't even know what's going on.
Now you're screwed.
That's what I've been messing around with since I got home.
So me, I got home and I ate, I lounged, practiced the violin a little bit.
Yeah. So I grabbed a beer. I thought you would have a beer tonight, but you got a mixed drink.
I do. I've got a margarita. Usually I would have a beer, but I kind of ran out of them.
Oh, I got a Kalamazoo Stout from Bell's. It's pretty good.
See, those stouts, man, they kick my ass.
I like them. I like the stouts. I like the dark beers.
Yeah.
I didn't used to. Will not do IPAs. Not a fan.
No. I like the IPAs. It's just because it's a little bit, they're not as heavy as the stout.
Yeah. You're a light beer drinker.
Maybe that Miller Lite, Coors Light.
I like your bow tie, sir.
Well, thank you. You know what?
We got a little
like
dress today. I was feeling. I got this from a little gift from my friend over there.
Yeah, from Luna Iso Boutique.
Yes. So I got my Yoda bow tie. Nando's got a matching.
Yeah.
I see you went with a shirt that does not match anything else you're wearing.
Nope.
But you did your hair all nice and everything for me.
With the bag and everything. Look at that.
I appreciate that. You look very dapper.
Oh, thank you. Jacqueline was like, what the hell? Like, she's actually giving me the death stare right now.
Yeah, before we started recording, she's yelling at him like, you don't dress up like that for me.
Right.
I'm like, well, you're not special.
No. No, you're special, sweetie. I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, definitely the couch.
Yep.
I'm sure you got to just find a warm blanket before she takes them all. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, she said outside, so now I'm fucked.
Well, I'll come pick you up. So real quick before, we should probably tell them what we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? So we're going to do some gangster movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of mine is more like kind of a crime movie a little bit, maybe kind of in between. I have a feeling we might have one in common.
We might. If we have one, I'll tell you later one of my like shameful moments that there's a great movie that I've never seen. So
I bet I know what it is already. But before we find that
Hi,
out,
my name is Rocio, and I am the
let's
owner
check out
and
Luna
maker at
Isol
Luna
real quick
Isol Boutique.
and check out
My
their
bows are
commercial
customizable to fit
and
all ages
talk
and
about some
styles.
bows.
They are specially designed to stand out, and you won't find these bows anywhere else. All our products are even tested and approved by a tiny 3-year-old fashionista. If you want something unique and eye-catching, check out our styles on Facebook and Instagram today.
All right. Thanks to Luna Isol for being a sponsor. And so Nando, gangster movies, there's a ton of them out there.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to bet right now that the one you haven't seen, I'm just going to throw it out. I think it's Godfather.
Yep.
Okay.
Excellent guess.
That's good because I was going to say if Godfather's on your list or Godfather 2 is on your list, then you got to cut it out.
Right. Yeah, Godfather is the one that I have not seen.
Yeah. So like if you ask around and say, hey, what's your favorite gangster movie? Which I did. Many people are going to say Godfather 2. All right. So any hoozles.
Any hoozles?
So Godfather 2 is out. So I'll let you start it out, but I will tell you that my first one I went back and watched. Was it my first one? I'm looking at the wrong page. I think so. Anyways, but I didn't get a chance to rewatch all of mine.
I didn't watch any of them, but I loved them all when they came out. I was like, oh man, this is a good movie.
Of course, they're on your list. Is that a whole notebook there?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Look
I
at
figured
you, not scrap pieces of paper.
Yeah, I figured this is better than me like trying to like figure this shit out with like random pieces of paper.
Right.
That I take from work.
That I take from work.
Recycling is important.
Very important.
So the first one I wrote down was American Gangster. And did it make your list or no?
It made my list of like when I wrote down like movies that I was thinking about talking about. That was yeah.
And I know like this one, Jacqueline and I both love this movie. It's got Denzel and Russell Crowe in it, and for the budget, they had $100 million budgeted for it, and they made back $266 million. So did really well. And the storyline is played. Denzel plays Lucas, and when Lucas's boss dies, Denzel's character takes over the business. You know, the heroin business, and he's bringing all that stuff in from Thailand, but he's getting like a ridiculous deal because he's getting all the heroin like with the Vietnamese people, with the veterans coming in. So like he's able to sell it at a cheaper cost, and it's almost like it's not cut, it's pure. So like it's obviously, you know, raising a lot of questions like, hey, how is this guy selling this much? How is he making this much money? So then obviously like Russell Crowe's character gets involved, you know, trying to figure out what the hell is going on, tries to bust him and shit. At the end of it, they end up getting 3/4 of the New York's DAs arrested and convicted.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You know, like knowing like, oh shit, like, well, it's not like cops or it's the DA. You know, like all these guys are corrupt. You know, not only is it the guy selling the drugs, but everyone's in everyone's pocket kind of thing. You know. Plus, you know, you got a lot of cool fight scenes in there. You know, a little drama, and it's young Denzel.
Yeah, man. Denzel. Pretty much any movie kicks ass. Like, the American Gangster is good. One that comes to mind that I always really liked was Training Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good movie too. But yeah, dude, American Gangster, like it. Good way to start off.
I think it was a true story, right?
I'm not sure offhand if it is or not. Maybe.
Maybe it was.
You could look it up.
Looking it up real quick.
Oh, he's gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, how quick can you do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got my phone, so I can't do it that quick.
Yeah. Yeah, so American Gangster, like I as I tend to do, I wrote down a list of a bunch of different movies that were possible ones to talk about. And I asked the guy at work too. I said, "Hey, what's a favorite gangster movie of yours?" And he's like, "Gangster movie, like, and made like a minigun sign, like, or like gangster movie." Because one of the ones, like, and I was like, "Oh, should I make this allowed or not?" But like Boys in the Hood, it's like a gangster movie,
Yeah, it is.
But not on my list. Not on my list to talk about. Oh, you know what? I know we just started our episode, but there was something I wrote down that you were supposed to call me on last week. And I just looked down and I saw it. You never made me talk about my favorite Simpsons episode.
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't. I wrote it down.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey,
Favorites.
Matt.
All right, so we're gonna pause and we're gonna like jump 2 episodes ago,
Right.
real quick, because I know that everyone wants to know.
Yes.
My favorite Simpsons episode was the softball episode when they brought all the Major League Baseball players.
Oh, yeah.
And put them on the power plant softball team, and they have like Wade Boggs and Ken Griffey Jr., Steve Sachs, and like Jose Canseco, and they all something happens to all of them.
Yeah, like one of them
So,
gets like crack or some shit.
Like, I forget which guy. I want to say it was Boggs had to like keep shaving off his sideburns.
Yeah.
Burns is like, "Boggs, shave off those sideburns." He's like, "I don't think you know what sideburns are."
Yeah, because like his whole head,
Yeah,
like
his whole head is shaved at this point. Who was it? Ozzie Smith falls down like a never-ending hole,
Yeah.
and he's like taking pictures. He's like, "Cool,"
Didn't they have Daryl? I want to say Daryl Strawberry was one of
Daryl
them.
Strawberry, and they're heckling him from the stands. They're like,
Yeah.
"Daryl." He starts
Damn.
to cry. Bart's like, "Oh, he can handle it. He's professional." And he's like, a tears coming out of his eyes. Yeah. And Ken Griffey Jr., he gets like I don't know, Giganosaurus or something. Like he's drinking this stuff, and he just gets like huge, his head and feet and everything, like elephantitis. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets like elephantitis from drinking the stuff. It's a great episode, and it's like then they got the song at the end, at the end of it, which is really cool. So, anywho's, I had to bring that up.
Great Simpsons episode.
Yeah. I wrote down other stuff that I meant to tell you about too that I didn't think of. I didn't look at my notes before we started to be like, "Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about at the top of the show."
We're gonna have to do that, like things that we missed from last week.
Yeah. But there was a bunch of movies I was going to tell you I watched over the weekend, and Hobbs and Shaw was one of them because I know that would excite you.
Yeah. Did you like?
It was terrible.
Oh man. Come on.
It's another Fast and Furious movie. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll move on. So the top of my list here is probably as far as these probably like number 3 on my top gangster movies. And it's Donnie Brasco. It's Johnny Depp. I almost said 1990, but it's 1997. Also Al Pacino. And so it's like loosely based off of this guy named Joe D. Pistone. And he was an FBI undercover agent. And he goes undercover to infiltrate like this whole mob thing that's going on. He's undercover, and this is a true story. He's undercover for 6 years, has zero like face-to-face with his family. He is literally for 6 years just on the phone with his wife and kids. And in the movie, they kind of show him going home and everything, but in truth, he really did not. So he was just 100% undercover. Got very like deep into this this mob. Al Pacino played Lefty Ruggiero, something like that. So he got to be like really good friends with this guy. Real close, learned a bunch of their secrets and everything. And like at the end, and I don't know how true this is, but at the end of the movie, the FBI comes in and they show him a picture of Johnny Depp's character, Donnie, and says, this guy that you thought was a part of your crew, he's been an FBI agent the whole time. There's these pictures that are obvious, like him getting an award from like the head of the FBI, and all these pictures are obvious this guy's an FBI agent. and they go outside. They're like, "There's no way." No, they're lying to us. There's no way Donnie's FBI. That's how ingrained into this mob he was.
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy.
I've actually never seen it. I'm getting like crazy signs from like Jacqueline. She's like, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, man. It's really good. Book was published 1988 by the guy who Johnny Depp played, Joseph D. Pistone. So Pistone was also a childhood friend of Barry Levinson, who was involved in the movie. And so that's how they got the book rights to do the movies, because they were buddies and still like kept in touch.
Wow.
Flip.
Flip the notebook.
What's that?
Flip the notebook. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I had to flip the notebook. The real life Lefty, so the guy that Al Pacino played, he there's a scene where Lefty is driving around and he's got a lion in the back seat. So the real life Lefty actually drove around. It was just a lion cub.
It's just a lion cub, yeah.
Yeah, in the back seat. But the cub actually, as it started getting bigger, they're like, we can't keep this thing anymore. It's too big. It's going to kill us all. Yeah. So they took it down to a park and they tied it to like a light pole and paid like a couple, because they didn't want to know where it came from. They paid a couple to call into the cops so the cops could come in and get it and deal with it. So they did that. And the cops, the first time they did this, didn't believe them. And they didn't even bother to go look for the lion. So they go get the lion again. And the next night they do the whole thing again. So the cops are like, second night in a row, they got to go check this out. And then they finally went down and got the lion. It's crazy.
They should have called Joe Exotic. He would have picked it up.
Yeah, right. There you go. And just because I thought it was kind of funny, one of the gangsters in the movie, they call him Paulie. And it's actually, if you watch Johnny Depp talk about this one scene, he says Paulie's name a couple times, but if you watch it closely, it's dubbed. And they added it in later because this real life gangster's name, his nickname was Booby.
Oh, Booby.
And he's like, I don't want you to use my name. So they just changed it to Paulie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But Donnie Brasco, man, you got to go watch the movie.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Like, there's a running list somewhere that I have of things that I have to watch and things that I have to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
You're gonna have to put that one on there.
Yeah.
You know, forget about it.
Put it on the list.
Forget about it. Put it on the list. Put it on the list. Forget about it.
Forget about it. All right. Wait, this means that I'm up.
That means you're up, sir.
Oh, Jesus.
I keep shifting myself over.
Yeah.
I'm kind of left justified to the sign back there, so I'm not in the center.
You know what throws me off is that John Krasinski keeps stealing your ideas.
He does.
Yeah.
I'm wearing basketball shorts like he does too underneath the suit.
So am I.
Yeah, I just put on the shirt.
Yeah, I don't have any suit
No.
pants. I just have the jacket.
This is my news. Yeah.
All right, so this one is actually a newer one.
Okay.
But I thought it was a really good one. The Departed in
Okay.
2006. So
good movie.
yeah, you liked it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I have seen it.
Yes, and he's seen it. So
And it counts.
it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and Mark Wahlberg. Of course,
Gotcha. Good vibrations.
It's a
Marky.
movie in Boston. It's got to have Mark Wahlberg, you know.
Yeah.
So so technically
He's automatically cast if it's in.
He's
It's
in,
either Matt Damon or Mark Wahlberg. They're automatically cast if it's set in Boston.
or in this case both.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So I was looking at this, and it's actually a U.S. remake of a movie from Hong Kong called Internal Affairs, but it is based on a real life story where the mob got, and I wrote down mob boss. I wrote down Whitney Bulgar, but I think it says
Whitey. That's Whitey.
Yeah.
Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, you're right, man. My penmanship is terrible.
Yeah, there's another movie that's about him, I believe. I couldn't place the name right now, but it's Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, Whitey Bulger and the corrupt agent John Connolly. So I was like, well, that's pretty cool, you know. The nice thing about this
Good
story,
commentary.
the nice thing about this story is you have Leonardo DiCaprio as the cop, you know, and then Matt Damon is the year-long or the lifelong criminal who infiltrates the police and everything like that, and then the cop Leonardo DiCaprio infiltrates the mob, you know, with Jack Nicholson. And so like Jack Nicholson's kind of like, you know, like a chess game, trying to figure out like who's betraying me here, where's the mole, what's going on. So each character, you know, like Leo and Matt are trying to figure out like who the hell is this guy, you know, like who's setting me up, because like if I don't figure this shit out, like I'm dead.
Yeah.
You know. So it's a great story. I got a lot of loops, you know, a lot of twists in it. I enjoyed it. I think it's, like I said, it came out in 2006. It was budgeted for $90 million and it made 291 box office, so it was pretty good. I think I actually went and saw it in the movie theaters when it came out.
Yeah, that's a good one. Real quick, the other movie, the Whitey Bulger movie, 2015, Black Mass was the other one, which I said Depp. I want to say it's Johnny Depp is in that one that plays Whitey. And Whitey Bulger actually just passed away in 2018 at the age of 89.
Oh, wow.
Let me see who was in this other one here. Starring, Johnny Depp was Whitey Bulger in this one. So, see how quick I can look that up?
Yeah.
Damn, that's how you do it.
I'm going to have like another computer set up over here.
When we can get together again, I got you set up.
I know.
I got a spot set up for you right now. What sucks is like I set it up and then, you know, we all got separated and I'm like, man.
Or I could just be like, hey, Jacqueline, you got that fact for me? And she's like, yeah, you're an idiot. Thanks.
She's like, she's too busy. She's on Animal Crossing. You can't.
Yeah, she is.
You know.
I don't even know what she's doing right now.
More Animal Crossing. Or getting the couch ready for you.
No, she wouldn't get it ready for me. She'd put more shit on there so that I'd have to get it ready for myself.
Get it ready for you so you know your place.
Yep, got to earn it.
Yeah. All right, so my next one, like I said, this one's probably more of a crime movie.
Okay.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, hell yeah.
1992, Quentin Tarantino, starring Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Tierney, and Michael Madsen. So where did I put it? Oh, so they all played, and I love the names of these guys. Mr. Brown, Mr. White, Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Orange, and Mr. Pink.
And Mr. Pink.
Yeah. Considered the greatest independent film of all time.
I agree.
It was not a hugely successful movie until after Pulp Fiction came out.
Yeah.
And which then people are like, oh, who's this Quentin Tarantino? We got to go check this out. And so many people found Reservoir Dogs after Pulp Fiction. I was one of them too. I saw Pulp Fiction, then I saw Reservoir Dogs after that. So
that was the exact same way.
Yeah, I think many people.
Mm-hmm.
It was largely based on Stanley Kubrick's The Killing. Quentin Tarantino's, he's a huge movie buff if you don't know, but he's just so into movies. And so there's a lot of things in his movies that are tributes to other movies.
Yeah.
You know, you can always find these little Easter eggs in all of his movies. So it's pretty cool. The Michael Madsen scene. Do you remember this scene? With the song Stuck in the Middle or Stuck in the Middle with You.
No, I don't.
So it's Michael Madsen's character, and he is basically torturing a guy with the song Stuck in the Middle with You.
Oh my God.
It's like, here I am stuck in the middle with, like, that song, you know, real happy and everything. So he's doing this dance the whole time, you know, and you can't see all of me here. All right, there we go. Yeah.
There you go. The match.
So he's doing this dance and torturing this guy with this song going. So he never rehearsed any of that. He just did it. He didn't have any of that planned, just kind of did the scene. There's a part where he's like holding the guy's ear. He's like, oh, you can't hear me. And he throws the ear away.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
You know, I actually had it as one of my picks because it's such a great movie. Like once you go back, I think I saw it like we'll say like a young teenager. You know.
Yeah, this was 92.
Yeah. So and I know I waited a couple years before I watched it because I think in '92 I was in second grade, so it's a little too young for me to watch it.
Second grade? Whew.
Yeah, but I know I probably watched it. We'll say like 98, 99. You know.
Yeah.
And then the second time around, you even appreciated it more because you try to do like the characters, and you're like, okay, well, what's Mr. Pink's deal, or what's Mr. White thinking, or you know, or like, what the hell, like Mr. Orange already called the cops. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's kind of like funny, like looking at all these characters, and you're like, well, he's already gonna screw him over, and like this guy was talking about killing everybody, and you know what? Like, it's just it's great, but I mean that's Tarantino for you.
Yeah.
You know?
I got the DVD. Bam.
Oh, nice.
So I was flipping through my DVDs after we talked about doing this episode. I'm like, I have these movies. So that's why I'm like, I could go just rent it and stream it, or I can find the DVD and just, save the cash. So I got it. It's sitting here to throw in at some point to watch again. But
here.
There's a great speech. They're talking about Madonna and the song "Like a Virgin."
Mm-hmm.
There's a great scene right there. I'm not going to talk about it, but like it's something to go back and check out because it's a pretty cool scene. What else? There was a video game in 2006 for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 2.
Wow.
Did not do well.
Oh. I got excited. I'm like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah. And then I believe, and if I remember right, what was it? Yeah. Oh, was the last Michael Madsen was also in Donnie Brasco too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's in a lot of these gangster films, kind of like De Niro and Pacino and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
De Niro's like, oh, I don't want to be typecast, but then he does another one.
Then he does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's gonna make sense because for me bringing up for the next one that I got.
Okay, what's your next one then?
It's Goodfellas.
That's my next one as well.
Well, see, you took one of mine too, so it's okay.
Which one did I take of yours?
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, that was on your list? Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Well, to be fair, like I mean, they're great movies. So
yeah, I had a feeling you would have Goodfellas, and I almost changed it. I almost changed Reservoir Dogs too. I was thinking about it, but oh man, all right. I might have to come up with another one real fast. Then
on the fly.
On the fly.
I'm sure you can come up with one.
Maybe. All right, Goodfellas. What do you got for me?
All right, so like you said, we got Robert De Niro in there, Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, like you said, but but they're so good in these roles. Obviously they're great in every other role, but like I kind of feel like they were made for these roles,
Yeah, definitely.
Bad guys. But I was listening to, and I don't remember who David Letterman was talking to. I want to say it was Ray Liotta. It was either him or Joe Pesci, and they were kind of talking about how the movie, like it was when they were like featuring it, like it hasn't it hadn't come out yet, but they were just showing it off to certain crowds, and they're like, oh yeah, like it didn't get like good responses or whatever. But then after it came out, like everyone was like, oh man, this is such a great movie. Mm-hmm. So at first, expectations were kind of like, whatever, this is gonna kind of suck and blah blah blah. And then people go and see the movie and like, man, this is fucking great. And let's see who I have here. We got it was a small budgeted film, for $25 million, if you want to consider that, small budget. But it hit $46.8 million in the box office. And I don't know if everybody sees the same scene that I see, the iconic one where Joe Pesci's character is sitting there, Tommy, and he's
telling the story.
Yeah, it's a Henry. Yeah. And he's like, you're real funny. You're a really funny guy,
What do you mean I'm funny? I'm funny like a clown? Like I'm here to amuse you?
I'm here to fucking amuse you, And I think that scene for me just kind of, it's like, and I'm pretty sure he still gets, shit for it too. Like, hey,
I'm sure people
Pesci.
Just walk up to Pesci and just be like, well, I'm here to amuse you.
Well, you think I'm fucking funny?
Yeah.
What the fuck is so funny about me, huh?
And like too, you think about like Ray Liotta in that scene, like he's probably just like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because I want to
Like,
say,
settle down. I know you're acting, but settle down.
I kind of feel like this was like Ray Liotta's like one of like his big break moments.
Yeah.
know.
Interestingly enough, so Ray Liotta turned down Harvey Dent in the first Batman to do this movie.
Good move.
Did you hear me?
That's a good move.
So yeah, this was big for him.
Not to take anything away from Harvey Dent, but I kind of feel like this role was, it was perfect for him. It just, I think it just,
Yeah.
Plus, you get to work with De Niro
And Pesci, really.
and Pesci.
Yeah, and Martin Scorsese.
Right.
Who
directed, I think, like every other one of these films.
Yeah, so Scorsese had said that like he wasn't going to do another mobster movie, and this script showed up, and he's like, I've been waiting for this script. So he's like, I have to do this now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you some of my tidbits that I got. They had real mobsters as extras in the movie. They gave Warner Brothers fake Social Security numbers. No one really knows how they got paid,
Right.
after that.
We probably didn't need them. We don't need to get paid.
Yeah.
We're fine.
So Ray Liotta plays Henry Hill, and the real Henry Hill said that Robert De Niro would call him about 6 to 7 times a day to ask questions about the character that De Niro played, Jimmy.
Wow.
He's like, he would call me up and ask me how like Jimmy would like put ketchup on something, like how he would do that. That's how like involved De Niro was on this movie.
Probably like so great,
And you're talking about classic scenes. So the very beginning, the opening line to the movie. Do you remember what it is?
I know Henry's talking.
Yep.
But I don't remember what he says.
As far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Classic line. Like, I can't think of another movie that opens with such an iconic line.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm like, what does he say?
Yeah. Once Upon a Time. It's basically that. So the Once Upon a Time for the movie,
For a gangster movie.
Right. And I found this cool. So this movie, obviously, they say the word fuck a lot.
Yeah.
So fuck and its derivatives are used 321 times in this movie. At an average of 2.04 per minute. Joe Pesci's character says it half of the number of times in the movie. So 160 sometimes. And let's see, it was when the movie came out, that was the third most.
Oh, so another movie actually had more fucks in it.
Well, 2 more at the time. So as of 2020, so Uncut Gems knocked it down 1 spot. So it's now number 16. I'm going to give you, I got a small list of some of the other movies.
Okay.
The number 1 movie is called SwearNet, the movie. You can imagine it's probably about swearing.
Is Samuel L. Jackson in that one?
No.
I could see him like maybe taking number 1 on.
Maybe he is. I don't know. I actually didn't look into it. Maybe he is in it. I think he's copyrighted or trademarked the word motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
So the 935 times in this movie. The number 2 movie is called Fuck, a documentary on the word.
Oh.
857 times. Wolf of Wall Street, 569. Another gangster movie, Casino.
Yeah.
422. Uncut Gems. Yeah. So Uncut Gems. Words. Uncut Gems was number 7 at 408. Straight Outta Compton, 392. And because it's also on our list, Reservoir Dogs, 269.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So secret success to movies. Fuck.
Watch your language, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Watch your language. So I pulled up real quick because I was debating about talking about this movie. It's a very new movie. The Irishman.
I was gonna say, is it The Irishman?
The Irishman. Yeah, man. So it's like a 3.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in. It's a very good movie. I watched it basically in 2 pieces. I watched part of it, and then like I got almost all the way through it. I'm like, I need to eat something. I need to digest some of this movie. So I took a little break, and then I came back and watched the rest of it. So I'll give you a few tidbits here. Came out last year. It's a Netflix movie. Joe Pesci, obviously, he's in it. He was asked multiple times because Joe Pesci is basically retired at this point. He's not really doing movies anymore, but he refused to do this movie a number of times. Speculation is around 50 times where he said no to this movie before actually doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. So the De Niro wanted to retain the same title as what the book or what the movie is based off of, the book that it's based off of, which was I Heard You Paint Houses. If you've seen the movie, you know what that is a reference to. Have you seen it, by the way?
I have not, and it's one of those movies that
write it down.
I've been.
We're gonna have to have like some weeks where we just like, all right, we're not gonna do the podcast. We're gonna integrate Nando into this next movie that he needs to watch. So we got Get Out, we got Donnie Brasco, we got. This one's too long to sit with you with.
You know, it's on a list of things that I definitely want to watch.
Yeah, there's a lot on that list now.
There is a lot on that, but this one's at the top.
The top, tippy top.
Tippy top. I mean, almost I can't even reach it. It's that far up.
So there's this was interesting because I didn't realize this, but there's a part where character Frank Sheeran, he says 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. That's a Benjamin Franklin quote. Benjamin Franklin quote.
Wow.
Hold on. I need to take a drink.
There you go. Clear out the tongue twisters.
Much better. Pacino said that making the film kind of felt like how it did in the 70s, which you kind of get that feel if you watch the movie. It does look like one of these older gangster movies. Definitely has that feel to it.
I'm gonna have to watch it now. But I do want to see it.
Yeah. So I'll just give you one more thing just because it relates to Goodfellas. The house at the beginning of the film is the same house that appears in Goodfellas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so something you need to see.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch more we could talk about, but I just wanted to run that one by because it's probably like the best mob movie in a long time.
Yeah.
So I would say if you're going to throw that in the mix with some of the other ones, you're probably looking. I have a lot of affinity for Goodfellas and Donnie Brasco, so I'm probably saying, you got Godfather 2. I'm gonna go Goodfellas, Donnie Brasco, The Irishman. The Irishman might be better than Donnie Brasco.
Okay.
Like you could flip those. You could flip those before people send me hate mail.
Can I just send you random hate mail and just?
You do already. It just goes in. It goes into my spam folder.
Damn it! That's some bullshit right there.
I see it, but it just goes right into the spam. So
it's
deleted after 30 days on its own. So sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
Sometimes. It's interesting that you actually brought up Casino because that was actually that was my last pick.
Casino. Part of the problem is I really need to watch Casino again before I get into it because I watched it a long time ago and I think I've only seen it maybe twice. So I don't remember it well enough to talk about. So, but it's a great movie. Sharon Stone. You got De Niro in that one too, right? Pesci. Pesci's in that one too?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what I liked about it was De Niro was kind of like a low mobster in this one. Like he wasn't already set up as being like the high ranking.
Right. Yeah, he was more set up when he took over the casino. Yeah.
Right. So he goes over there. He He meets this girl, Sharon Stone. I want to say her name was Ginger. You know,
that sounds right.
yeah, either they call her Ginger or that was her name. Her name was Ginger. You know, they get married, and you know, she gets into drugs, alcohol, and then like Pesci's character comes in, and he just starts wreaking havoc. You know, just causing.
As he does. That's the character he plays.
Yeah. And he does a
fucking
great
nut job.
Yeah.
Over the top guy.
Yeah.
You know.
So
and
like,
that's part of Donnie Brasco. There's a part where, again, Michael Madsen character, he's main character in this movie, where he is going to shoot a guy, and everybody pulls him off. They're like, no. And then as they're walking away, he turns around and shoots the guy anyway. So that scene was only there to show the just reactions these guys would have, and just the can't think of the correct word, but just the audacity for, you know, that they would just like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to kill him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, screw him. I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah.
That's Pesci's guy. That's his character. I mean,
that's his character and everything, man.
Yeah. But with the story where it goes is Pesci shows up like, you know, like he's the muscle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
These are break heads, do whatever. And so Ginger wants to get out of that, you know, hey, I'm taking my daughter, I'm going to Europe, this and that. And so Pesci's character goes to Ginger, and he's like, yeah, you know, if you want to get out of here, let me see what I can do for you. And he gets involved, you know, like, you know, physically with her. So obviously, like, you can't do that, you know, in the mob family, whatever. Like, this guy's still married to her. It's causing problems, this and that. And he's like taking money off the top, you know, because they're supposed to, you know, from the casino send money back. I forget exactly where their home base is. You know, you're supposed to be sending money back and forth. And then, you know, first of all, when the casino gets started, you're getting bags of money, whatever. And then as time goes on, like the bag kind of gets, hey, what's this little stack of $10 bills doing here, kind of thing, you know? So kind of towards the end of it, Pesci's character kind of just gets a little, you know, I think it was him and his brother get tossed into a grave. And that's where they kind of like off both of them. Yeah. You know,
didn't maybe it's the wrong movie, but didn't De Niro get like he got in his car and his car blew up or something?
It blew up, and that's the one. But I think he had something installed in the bottom, so like he didn't blow up. He was actually saved, or he wasn't in the car. It was something like that, because he actually
was a different car or something.
Yeah, he lived out his life, you know, like as a bookie or something, or with races. It's a great movie, actually. Sharon Stone won a Golden Globe for it for Best Actress in a Motion Drama, and she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. So
nice. Yeah.
Movie.
And so you've seen Casino?
I have seen Casino.
Okay.
Although I got to admit, I know that Pesci's character is the bad guy. I hate when they kill him. I just hate it. Even though like he's and he kills people, you know.
Such an asshole in the movie though. Like
I don't know. Maybe I just hate when they
know
kill
what's gonna happen. You know, and like like I'm just thinking of the other one. Oh, what was the other one? Goodfellas.
They kill him in Goodfellas too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the way he talks to everybody. It's like you're not surprised he doesn't get killed sooner.
Right.
You know, it's just like, oh, all right. And he's such a small guy.
Yeah. And the thing, that's what he says, man, I wish I was big just once, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the one thing. So Goodfellas, because I just thought about it. So the real Henry Hill said that I can't remember the name, Pesci's character in that movie, but he said the guy, he played him like basically the same as what this guy really was. It was like perfect. The only difference was the real guy was more built.
Oh, wow.
Than Pesci. Same, like short and built, you know?
You know, it makes sense though. Cause I mean, if you're supposed to be like the enforcer.
Yeah. You're going to be a strong guy probably, right?
Yeah. Although you would picture like someone like 6'4", but
probably. Yeah. But I mean, I think that just says something about the way Pesci plays these characters, that he's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
You know?
What is he, like 5'2"?
I don't know. How tall are you?
Taller than Pesci.
Maybe.
But I'm also not a mob guy, so.
Good thing. Not with that bow tie.
What are you talking about, Bowtie?
What are you talking about? Forget about it.
Joe Pesci height.
You're gonna look up his height?
I'm gonna see how tall he is.
I guess you probably should now.
If Joe Pesci gets to, like, if he happens to like hear this, know that we are great fans and we want to meet you.
Joe Pesci's gonna hear the pod.
Yeah, you might.
Somebody said my name.
15 times. He's 5'3", so I was close.
So are you taller or shorter?
I'm taller. I'm 5'5".
Oh, okay. All right. I make him look like a baby. I'm so much taller than him.
Might be able to see over his head. Probably not.
Well, it would be nice to be able to see over somebody's head, wouldn't it?
I think you could see over my head. You're like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all the movies I have.
That's actually all the ones that I had, but there was a lot when I was looking through these.
That was one thing I was gonna do. So I told you I was asking around people's gangster movies. Let me pull it back up real quick here because I have it of responses that we got. Let's see here. Oh, is that not the right? And that's not the right post either. Man.
Come on.
Oh man, I lost it.
Well,
Anywho, so all right. So some of the responses we got. American Gangster was on there. Godfather, obviously. Road to Perdition. It's a Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
The Irishman. Get Shorty. I don't know if you've seen that one. It had a follow-up called Be Cool. They're okay. They're a little more comedy based than hardcore whatever mobster movie. Casino, Heat. There was one on there that I got a couple responses on. A movie called Sexy Beast. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
I don't know. Maybe it's one to check out. Sit down with the family, maybe. But yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like I've never seen this movie, so let's check it out. But I don't know where the rest of it went. But anywho, good picks, man. I think we had some same ones.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
I had a couple from my quote unquote list or people that said something to me, but see, I didn't characterize these as more of a gangster movie. I think maybe unless I could. You kind of make a connection for it. Did you see 7 Psychopaths?
No.
So I mean, like it's an interesting movie, but the reason I mention it is because it's got like a I guess like a gangster feel to it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that's Reservoir Dogs a little bit.
Yeah.
It's more probably a crime movie than a gangster movie.
That's what I kind of felt with it too. So I was like, I'm not going to throw that in there. But
yeah,
that was one that was mentioned to me. And here's one that I thought was interesting. And I can see it. John Wick.
I have to plead the Nando on this one. I have not seen any of the John Wicks.
You haven't? Wow. So
they're on my list.
They're on the list.
They're on the list to watch eventually. I literally have them like on my Amazon.
Yeah.
Like watch list or whatever. Like I got to go back and watch this movie, but I just haven't done it yet. I'm not a big Keanu Reeves fan, and I'm afraid it's gonna be terrible.
No, he's so good in these movies.
I mean, there's 3 of them, so I assume he is. So
and he's really good. And like the reason that I kind of like, okay, well, I don't consider them mob movies because when I think of mob movies, I think of Scarface, I think of Godfather.
Yeah, Scarface was one I was really thinking about talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a crime drug movie. 'Cause he's for the most part just running his own cartel. I mean, I think it could be in that somewhere in that genre.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's actually another one that I haven't seen either.
You haven't seen Scarface?
I have not seen Scarface.
Oh,
it's one of those movies where and I kind of feel it's the same thing with The Godfather. I'll get maybe 30, 45 minutes in and I'm like
I could see that. I think those movies, just being the age that they are at this point, are probably a harder watch.
Yeah, because you want the action like right now.
Yeah. Scarface. I saw Scarface obviously much later, sometime in the probably honestly like late '90s, before I actually sat down to watch it. I liked it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit to get it into and to like get through.
Mm-hmm.
It's good by the end. Like you're like, all right, this was a good watch.
Right. Well, and I mean, I know the classic, say hello to my little friend line.
Yeah. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah.
So
You're waiting for that part the whole movie because you already know about it.
I mean, so I'm done. And the reason, we're kind of dressed up like Dons over here is, we got an offer for you, you can't refuse. I know that from The Godfather.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've, I'm sure, I know you've watched Family Guy, but there's an episode.
Family what?
Family Guy. I don't even know. Maybe you heard of it. Some show. Whatever.
Family Dude.
Family Dude. There's an episode where Peter and the family are basically drowning in they're what is it called? Like
It's his bunker.
It's this bunker. It's like a secret room, whatever.
Okay.
So like they're drowning in it slowly, right? And then Peter's like, you know what? I got a confession to make. I never watched The Godfather. And so like everyone's kind of looking at him like what the fuck? Like you've never watched The Godfather? And like no, man, And then so like you got to explain that shit. Like what the fuck, man? And he's like, you know what? It insists upon itself. It's like what? I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? But I do want to say this. I don't know if you know this. One of the guys that is in The Godfather works with us.
What?
And I don't know if you've met him, but he does work with us.
We're gonna have to. We don't want to say names on the podcast.
We're not gonna say his name on. No, we're not gonna say his name.
When we're done, you're gonna tell me though.
I'm gonna tell you exactly who he is, and you can go back and watch it, and he's in the movie.
Holy shit! All right,
Yeah.
That's gonna be a reason. Is he in all the Godfathers, or just the first one? Or
I want to say it's just the first one, but I'm gonna go back and check to see if he's in the second and third. But I know he's in the first one.
oh man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a cool thing, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Well, on
okay,
that note,
quick, you have to watch it.
yeah. We got movie dates pending now. So
We both have homework. Usually it's you giving me homework. Now I got.
I got homework for you.
Okay, let's see.
I got homework for you. We'll talk about it at the end though. I don't
All
want to give anything away because we might not do it. So, all right, man. So that was good. I think we can put a bow on this one.
Well,
Boom. What? Looking
I think
dapper.
you look
as fuck
great,
today.
man. Yeah,
Huh?
you look good.
Looking good, man. Looking good over there.
You look great. Yeah.
So yeah, check us out. Let's get to all the fun stuff. journeytothemiddle@gmail.com. Email us, comment, rate, review, subscribe. One thing that's going to be great is if you click on Nando's face right now, you could subscribe to our YouTube channel.
You're gonna set that up?
Already done. Right there on Nando's face.
That's awesome. Click me.
So other than that, guys, check us out on our Facebook page. Check out Luna East Soul Boutique. Go buy something from them. Give it as a gift. Holidays, birthdays, whatever. As you're passing by your friends, wishing them a happy birthday, throw them at them.
Throw them at them. Yes.
On your drive-by birthday. What else? What am I missing, Nando? I feel like I'm missing something. I always miss one thing.
You said rate, review, subscribe.
Got the Facebook page.
Yeah.
We're on many
Podcast
podcast apps, most notably Apple Podcasts. It seems to be where most people listen to us.
That's where I listen to us.
I listen to us on Google Play. I have an Android. I'm sorry.
Although I do encourage everyone to watch us on YouTube because we got dressed up for this one.
We did. We got all dressy.
Yeah.
Fancy.
I even combed my hair.
He kinda.
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of a mop up here, so this was the best I can do.
Fortunately, I can just shave my head.
Right.
I don't have to worry about getting it cut. All right, so I guess that's it for me. That's it
All
for
right.
me. So, Nando, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Forget about it.